So Scott Blackshaw was a proud member of the NYPD. On September 11th, like many first responders, he jumped into action to help New Yorkers. But in the following years, he was diagnosed with cancer and then fought hard, but eventually lost that battle.
His friends and family hope to honor his memory in a special way. Here to talk about more about what's being done is organizer Wayne Forte. He's a member of the FDNY and a longtime friend of the Pix 11 Morning News. Great to have you here, Wayne. Good morning.
Wayne.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It's been a couple of years since I've done the St. Paul's events.
Yes.
But I really appreciate you guys having me on.
Well, it's a very important event, so let's talk about it. We know Scott was a public servant, and he answered the call of duty on September 11th. Tell us more about who he was outside of the job, because you really knew him.
I tell you, he was like a brother. He really was. He was such a good guy. He loved his job. He definitely enjoyed his toys. You know, he had a landscaping business. He was always working. He worked the night shifts. He did 24. He was just always on the go. But when he did go out on his motorcycle and go for rides and go away, he really enjoyed himself. I mean, he lived life to its fullest. And I tell you, when we were going through the cancer, the chemo, the radiation for him, it was really difficult to see a guy with just such dedication to his career. He had to end when he retired. He fought so hard to the end. And I know he was definitely very, very thankful for his friends, his family who brought him to the, you know, all the different doctor visits and stuff like that. And what I did was I really, he stayed with my brother a few nights, or actually a couple of weeks. He stayed with me a couple nights after he sold his house and he moved down south and found out that he got the cancer in his esophagus first. He ended up beating that. They removed some of his esophagus. Then not even a year later, he went back for a follow-up and the cancer came back. He had a mass in his neck, his brain. They removed that, and it was a long, probably about a year battle. But you know, it just when I saw a senior guy in my firehouse passed away, and I saw how the FDNY actually had a caisson truck, I got the idea through Scott's funeral service that I wanted to build a rig for the NYPD, which they greatly deserve.
Yeah, tell us about that rig that you want to build in his honor. Explain
so
what it is.
I'm doing is I'm raffling off a 2021 brand new Harley Davidson. Actually, I'm raffling it off tomorrow out at Cinema Riches, and that money is going to go towards building a truck in memory of Scott. So what we did was we set up a couple bike nights, Motorcycle Mayhem Radio, myself, the New York City Fire Riders. Every Wednesday over the summer, we're doing a bike night, and all that money donated from those nights and selling these raffle tickets, hopefully tomorrow night, is going to go towards building this truck. We're going to deliver it on September 10th, the day before the 20-year anniversary. And we're going to be meeting at Comac Firehouse at around 11 o'clock. And we're going to everybody who goes to these bike nights, bikes, trucks, cars, we're going to follow the truck into the city, into Floyd Bennett Field. And we'll have a ceremony there. We're going to have aviation kind of following us on the expressway. And what more can I do to just support the NYPD for everything they do, for the services they do for the community? And I just want to let them know that the FDNY is always there to, you know, we're brothers in blue, brothers, whatever. We're all together.
Yep.
And I just want to make sure that they know the community does back them.
And Wayne, you guys are obviously giving him a hero's honor as he deserves. We just had the flyer up on the screen. Can you give us some details? Because I'm sure a lot of people obviously want to help and honor him, but also they maybe just want to grab that motorcycle and help contribute to the funds to build that rig. So how much does it cost to enter?
Okay, so it's $100 for the raffle. And what you can do is you could actually go on the website. It's www.buildarig4.com. buildarig4scott.com. It's $100 a raffle. You could do PayPal. And even if you just want to make a small donation, you could still just make small donations, obviously, after the raffle tomorrow. But why not do the raffle for the bike? I mean, you can get a bunch of friends. You can split that $100, and you could actually take $15,000 cash instead of winning the bike.
Well, and you know, and the rig itself is a form of giving back as well. So this is truly a generous deed that you're doing.
Yeah.
Very quickly, as we approach, and I know it's in September, but as we approach that 20-year anniversary, what thoughts run through your mind?
Well, it's emotional. I mean, I wasn't actually on the job for 9/11, but I do remember exactly where I was that day. I remember that phone call from Scott. His number one thing was actually two things was he asked me if I could cover his lawn route, and he went down to the pile to find a lost coworker of his, which I don't know if they ever found her remains, but that was his two biggest thing was cover the people to cut their lawns, which is kind of silly, but that was what he had on his mind, and to go and recover someone he lost from the 13th precinct.
Well, you are honoring his memory, that is for sure. Wayne, thanks so much for joining us. We do appreciate it.
Guys, I hope you take your bikes out to the bike nights, and I also hope I see you on September 10th. I'll let your boss know you could take the day or something.
Oh, okay. Well, if you got that kind of pull, I got to
go.
find a bike. Maybe someone will give me a piggyback ride or something.
I'm sure somebody will take you guys out for a ride. No big
All
deal.
right.
Tell them to call me, though. I'll take care of it.
Sounds wonderful.
Wayne,
Wayne,
thank
thanks for
you.
sharing some of this
Thanks for having me on
important
again, guys. I
message with
appreciate
us.
it. Have a nice weekend.
Take care and best of luck.
Take care.